Hi, and welcome to the third eye chakra today. We're doing Reiki and crystal healing specifically for the third eye. This is our sixth chakra, and it is the space between, or said to lie at the space between the natural eyes or the physical eyes right here. If you close your eyes and you almost squint as if you want to look just in between the top of your nose, there's almost like a light change and a light show that happens. And light is the element of the third eye, or the ajna chakra, also called clarity, or to see and to perceive. And this really is what it is. It is your internal seeing. We have our physical eyes that see the three-dimensional world, and we have our third eye that sees internally. So the element of light, clarity, and you'll see that's reflected in the grid that I've created today. And this is to see yourself and to understand yourself clearly. Like I said, the third eye goes beyond the physical eyes. It sees the past, the present, and the future. So let's think about the present. When we think about mindfulness, being in this moment, we often think about our three-dimensional eyes, and that is correct. But the third eye works with that to create our current reality. The third eye helps with mental clarity with regards to translating past experiences, and it helps with future seeing. For example, you think of psychics, this is the space from which they see. But a warning or a little bit of a whatever the word is, let's say warning. A warning with regards to seeing future. We live in a time when so many people are waking up and realizing that through the third eye, we're able to shape our own reality. And so reality, or the future, begins to shift and becomes more fluid. So it's harder for psychics and people who are able to perceive the future to truly lock down one future, because future now changes so drastically because people are able to manipulate their own future. And that is, again, that's one of the fundamental keys of this chakra, is the knowing and understanding that from that space you create your reality. First we see in our mind's eye, imagination, and then we feel, and then we create. But that's a whole nother video. The intuition, this is also our seat of intuition. It is where we get symbolism, a pattern recognition. These are all things that work with the third eye. So for example, there's a really close connection between imagination and intuition. In fact, when you begin to understand how to work with energy and the alchemy of energy, then you realize that space between the two, the difference between them, is so tiny, it's almost irrelevant. But when you're beginning your practice of discovering or growing your intuition, it's still hard to find that balance between, am I imagining this or is it real? And yes to both. There's always a paradox. Yes, you're imagining it in a way, and yes, it is real. Again, that's a whole nother video. But intuition and imagination is so closely knit together that really is the same practice. And in order to practice intuition, you have to practice your imagination and your creativity. And that brings me to, what are some of the physical practices that you can do to open up your third eye? Art. Writing down your dreams and working with your dreams. Recognizing patterns. Animal spirits, it sounds so weird, but animals carry a very high vibration. And so recognizing animals repeatedly coming into your life, or feeling into what it feels, how can I explain this? Feeling what certain animals feel like, that's all part of the intuition process. I spoke about art and creating visual art. It's a very imaginative and third eye process, so doing more of that. And then practicing the clairs, clairvoyance, clairsentient, all of these different clairs are practices that psychics develop. And this is the space. This is that space where you can see into the future, see into the past, appreciate the present, and build the present. Okay. Some of the physical manifestations of the third eye, potential diseases or dis-ease is headaches, as well as, let's see, memory issues and sight issues. So eyes, brain, memory, those kind of things. Emotional issues, hallucinations, delusions, obsessions, nightmare, concentration issues. So too much activity in this area, it creates a bombardment of psychic information. So you have to ground it down into the other energy centers. So you have to create a real solid grounding and understanding and centering in your own body in order to not kind of fly away and get too spacey. You know, some people that delve into this kind of thing, they're so spacey that people on earth, the rest, can't relate to that. So you want to ground that and make what you're experiencing and what you're seeing relatable to people who maybe are not so in tune. And then also too little activity in this area means you're so stuck in the lower chakras that there's not enough flow. The gateway and the bridge is closed down, that you can't flow into the third eye. Let's see, is there anything else that I wanted to say? I feel like there is, but I will maybe pop it into any of the other videos that come up. So just to recap, the third eye is this space of knowing, seeing, and understanding of what your life is and what it can become, and that you are not just you. You are also connected to this whole other unseen world, or spiritual world, as we like to call it. All right, I'll meet you at the grid. Today's grid is a flower of life pattern, and the flower of life is a symbol of self-knowledge. Know who you are and what you want and how to express that in life. The stones I've used today is black amethyst. I love this, so beautiful. Let's see if I can get you. And then, so that's the orb in the center. And then I've got the big guns out, large clusters of amethyst on the outside, and selenite, as well as clear quartz. So let's have a look here. Amethyst over there and black amethyst obviously have very similar energy. The black amethyst has additional elements inside of it, and the black amethyst brings clarity and cleansing of energy. And then the normal amethyst is clarity, especially mental clarity or third eye opening, which is the chakra we're dealing with. And then the clear quartz definitely represents the crown and the third eye chakra. It is also about clarity and about being able to make up your mind. The universe likes a made-up mind. It likes a clear picture of what it is you want to create and want in life. And then selenite, along with the black amethyst, is that clearing of energy. So we've got clarity in terms of mental clarity, clarity in terms of spiritual clarity, and then a sense of clearing energy and clearing energy when it comes to the black amethyst and the selenite. So I will see you on the other side for our meditation. Have a deep look at what it looks like and just feel into this flower of life. It almost looks like the sunburst, but there's a softness. There's a softer and more gentle energy to it. And then when we have the clarity and the mental clarity of the amethyst. So imagine the 6 larger amethysts on the outside, as well as the orb on the inside, and then the clear crystal in the middle, tapering out or pointing out. We'll see you soon. All right. Now for the meditation portion. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Let the breath come and go. Just your natural breath. I want you to feel into your breath pattern. How deep is your breath? Is it smooth or does it feel choppy? Now begin to smooth the breath out and lengthen it. Like a wave. In and out. In and out. Now just feel into your body. Release any tension anywhere in the body, the shoulders, neck and jaw, the eyes, the hips, the legs, the belly. And relax, and relax, and relax. Now with the eyes closed, take your gaze towards the top of the bridge of the nose, a little squintier, and then see what comes up for you. Maybe nothing, maybe darkness, a speck of light, or colors, or movement. All of the above is right, and if you're experiencing something beyond what I've mentioned, that is right too. Know that this space, this place, is always available to you to come back to. The sense of stillness and connection, always there. The more you come here, the quicker you feel calm, relaxed, dropped in, centered. I'd like to take you again into our open field. Begin to find a large open outdoor space. In the distance you see mountains far, far away. You hear a stream somewhere close, and you're on a path. Notice what's around you, maybe greenery, potentially trees, flowers, animals, insects. As you walk along the path, you wonder what it is you'll see next. And further along, much further along, you see the path begin to open up. And there's light on the other side, more light than which is around you. And as you walk and walk, you see movement. You see what looks like somebody walking towards you, but it's very far away. It's hard to see. You see the movement. You keep your gaze fixed on that spot as you move, still very aware of the beautiful sun and the water in the distance, the trees, flowers, animals, mountains. And as you get closer and closer, you notice the hair color, the eyes, the clothes. But it looks very familiar. And you look down at yourself and you notice the person is wearing exactly what you're wearing. Their hair color is exactly yours. They come closer and closer and closer until they're right in front of you and you noticed it is you. You are looking at you. But there's a sense of lightness, airiness, smile, almost a luminescence. And as they gaze back at you, you notice your own gaze, your own smile, your own beauty, your own self. And it feels like for the first time you're able to see yourself, the true self, the beauty, the love. Not only are you seeing the physicality, but you're seeing the heart of who you are. What does it feel like to be in the presence of yourself? Without overthinking, just feel with your heart. Just feel. Close your eyes in your imagination and turn around, getting ready to walk back to where you came from. As you turn around, you realize that you're walking into the past now, into what was. And there's a sense of just knowing the difference in time. When you walk toward yourself, that was you walking into the future. Standing still was the present. And turning around is walking back in time. Slowly begin to stand still and turn around. The other person is gone, the other self is gone, and you are left in this beautiful open field, pondering the experience you've just had. Whether you make sense of it or not does not matter. Sometimes just the experience is enough to open up. Notice any sensations in your third eye, eyes, throat, heart. Take a breath to wake yourself, or stay right here. Open your eyes if you'd like. I honor the beautiful light inside of you. Namaste.